Bonjour and welcome if this is your first time here. I am so excited to be back. I really missed you all. And today I really felt called to come back with a reading on the theme of what's coming into your life next. So this reading is going to explore your current energy, what's coming into your life next, how it may affect you, and some guidance on how to best move forward. At the time of me filming this, we are at the start of 2026, so it felt really good and appropriate to read with those kinds of energies. But this is a timeless reading, so it does not matter when you're clicking on this. Hopefully there should be a message here for you. In a moment, I will help you choose a pile. You don't have to force anything, just notice the one that you feel drawn to. So for today, as you can see, you have 3 different choices. Each pile is going to contain a different reading. In the description box, you'll find timestamps that can take you straight to each pile. You're welcome to choose more than one pile, of course, if you feel called to. And as always, I want to remind you that Tarot is but a compass. You remain the captain of your own ship, so please take what resonates and leave the rest. So for my pile number 1, you can choose thanks to this little piece of lapis lazuli, which looks like this. And the deck associated is called the Dreamy Horizons, which looks like this. It's a little bit anime inspired, it's really gorgeous, a little bit ethereal and dreamlike, as the name suggests. So if this particular imagery or deck is calling to you at this moment in time, your message could be in pile number 1. For my pile number 2, the crystal associated is a piece of raw quartz, which looks like this. For my pile number 2 is called the Whispers of Stars and Garden. It's a really beautiful, magical deck, a little bit fantasy inspired, and absolutely stunning art style. Another great reader. I've only chosen decks I'm very excited to work with today, so they're all going to be a treat. But if this one is calling to you at this moment in time, then your message could be in pile number 2. Finally, for my pile number 3, the crystal associated is a piece of red jasper. And the deck is called the Tarot of Color. I mean, you can already tell from those edges. It's a very colorful, beautiful deck that actually focuses on the energy of colors. So if this particular imagery is calling to you at this moment in time, then your message could be in pile number 3. If you need a little bit more time to choose the pile for you, I invite you to take some deep breaths, unclench your jaws, relax your shoulders, and come back to the waves of your soul. Once you're ready, I will see you in your reading, starting now. Okay, my pile number 1, welcome to your reading. If you chose the lapis lazuli or this particular deck, this is going to be the reading for you. As I mentioned in the introduction, today's reading is all about what is coming into your life next. So we're going to get straight in. In order to find out what's coming next, it feels good to figure out first where we start from. So that's the first cards we're going to be pulling, is your current energy, where you are now, so that we know what state you're moving forward from. So let's get into it. For my pile number 1, what is your current energy? Okay, we have the 3 of Swords that jumped out. Let's pull a few more. What's the current energy? For my pile number 1, we have the 6 of Cups and we have the Knight of Wands. So where are you starting from, my pile number 1? We have the 3 of Swords, which looks like this. We had the 6 of Cups, which is beautiful in this deck. And finally, we have a court card with the Knight of Wands. The first thing I'm hearing is like trial through fire. With this particular Knight of Wands, it feels like you're currently facing a certain challenge and having to really dig deep into your personal resilience, personal strength, personal perseverance in ways that maybe you haven't had to do before. The place you're starting from is a place of determination and perseverance and strength, but also a place of potential hurt, even maybe a potential sense of sacrifice, maybe weighing heavy on your shoulders. So I would not be surprised with these 3 cards if my pile number 1 is currently in the middle of facing a certain challenge that is really challenging you and really forcing you to dig deep into your personal inner resources, right? With the Three of Swords, the Six of Cups, and the Knight of Wands, this is something that is requiring you to truly find the strength within and to truly commit to your bravery, to your determination, to your inner resilience in order to continue forward in a certain situation where maybe some people would be tempted to give up. Not my pile number one though. My pile number one won't give up. I really feel that no matter the challenge you guys are facing, no matter the obstacle, no matter the hurt or the difficult situation you're currently finding yourself into, whether it's a conflict with someone, whether it's a difficult time at work, whether it's something to do with interpersonal relationships or personal life, whatever it may be, my pile number one is truly dedicated to look at this in the eyes and to face it head strong, head up, and you guys will not give up, which is truly commendable and something I want to applaud you for, as I really sense that no matter how difficult this is and hurtful this is, you are willing to not let this grind you down. So for example, if someone is facing a really difficult time in their career, they will not let that deter them from continuing to pursuing their dreams, for example, right? So really the first words I heard were trials through fire. At this moment in time, my pile number one is having to literally walk through this fire barefooted. It hurts, it's painful. Most people would not do it. Most people would give up. Most people would shout for help and say, please make it stop, I can't do it. Not my pile number one. My pile number one is dedicated, is committed, and will see it through, because deep down they know that on the other hand of that fire, on the other hand of that extremely difficult path, there's freedom waiting for them, no matter how much currently it burns. Okay, that's the vibe I'm picking up from my pile number one. Let me know if that resonates. But I really sense that you guys right now might be facing an extremely difficult time in your life, and yet you are dedicated and committed to see it through, because you believe that on the other hand of that, there is freedom, there is there's hope, and there's a new chapter. So that's probably why you felt called to click on this reading, and that's exactly what we're going to see. What's coming next, what's behind this, right? What is at the end of this fiery path? Let's have a look. So the next card we're going to be pulling are what is coming into your life next. This is the energy, situation, opportunity approaching you, what wants to unfold in your life. Let's have a look. For my pile number one, look, Eight of Wands. There's definitely change on the way. So if you've been feeling stagnant, if you've been feeling like things have not been moving forward, if you've been feeling stuck and maybe even lost in a metaphorical maze, trust that things are about to change. When the Eight of Wands arrive, it means absolutely swiftness, change, and a new fresh energy in your life. With this particular card, we have these like paper planes that could even resonate as messages. So maybe this is all linked to you receiving some news, right? You're finally receiving an answer for a job. You're finally hearing back from someone. You're finally getting your visa application, whatever it may be, right? I'm just giving day-to-day example. There's a sense here of receiving a message, an email, a letter, and this is opening a door. And this is purely intuitive, but in terms of timing, I'm hearing 2 to 3 weeks from you watching this reading, okay? From 2 to 3 weeks, pay attention. There should be a message coming in that will truly open some doors for my pile number one. Let's continue. We'll pull some more cards. We have the Knight of Cups. Beautiful. We go from, it's really interesting. We go from you literally walking this path of fire that is burning, and yet that you have the strength and resilience to continue to walk on, to this path of water, to this beautiful, purifying, healing, soothing water that is going to be metaphorically healing your burning feet and allowing you to jump forward, right? Sometimes the cards truly speak themselves, and this is the case with those two cards. So what's coming next for my pile number one? There's a sense of joy with the Knight of Cups. There's also a sense of emotional release. So again, if you've been in a place where things are really heavy and stuck and you feel burdened and in this challenging time, there's truly an emotional release happening, a resolution, but it's coming from you. It's you finding a way to free yourself from this this burden, and you finally reaching a moment and timing and momentum in your life where you can jump forward. And I feel like my pile number one has really been praying and hoping for this. You've been waiting for a time where you can finally get some freedom, where you can finally feel lighter, where you can finally jump for joy. And this time is truly coming, my pile number one. Okay, so this is a really beautiful reading so far. We can see the evolution from really stagnant, heavy energy towards something a lot lighter, a lot more joyful, and also towards change and new doors opening. Let's see what else. What's coming into your life next? Look, we have death. In this particular momentum, we love to see death because it's truly a fresh start. We are putting something to rest, and it allows us to finally get a fresh new start, a fresh new perspective, a brand new chapter. So let's say that some of you have been in the middle of a divorce, for example, that has been draining your energy. It's been really heavy. There's been back and forth. There's been so much conflict and paperwork and these like ongoing non-resolutions, and it's been dragging you down. With the death card, we see that finally you're able to put this to rest. So for example, the divorce papers are finally signed and you're able to start fresh. You're finally able to close this chapter of your life and to start a new one. And whilst that may bring grief potentially and a sense of loss, in the sense that, you know, you're closing a chapter, you're having to say goodbye to a relationship that didn't work out the way you hoped, there's also a huge sense of freedom there, of like, I can finally say goodbye to this version of my life and I can finally start to focus on myself. I feel freer. I can look forward finally instead of looking backwards, and I'm ready to see what's next. Obviously, the divorce is just an example, a day-to-day example. It's so that you guys can understand the energy of this reading. It doesn't have to be what you're going through, but this is so that you understand where I'm coming from. So what's coming into your life next truly with these cards is new opportunities, emotional release. You are healing something that was burdening you. With the Knight of Cups, there's a renewed sense of joy, of hope. And with the Death card, we also see this kind of closure, this transformation, this snake shedding its skin and ready to transform, rise up from your ashes, almost giving phoenix energy for my pile number one, which is truly beautiful. So we're going to continue and see how this is going to impact you. So how is this energy going to affect you emotionally, practically? What changes are coming internally or externally for my pile number one? How is this going to impact my pile number one? I don't have to shuffle much. The cards are really jumping. We have the Two of Wands and the Seven of Wands. Wow, I love that for you guys because we are back into the Wands realm here. So we're back with this fiery energy, but this time it's a fiery energy that you guys can control. Instead of being at the mercy of the fire, trial by fire where you feel like it's imposed on you, this time this metaphorical fire is something that you are in charge of. With the Two of Wands and the Seven of Wands, how is this gonna impact you? We have new doors opening. Obviously with the Two of Wands there's new opportunities. So again, there's really this idea of like, whatever you guys have been going through right now, it was stopping you from being able to look forward. Whether that was that you were stuck in a job that wasn't working out, whether, like I said, it was a divorce or a breakup, whether it was something to do with your personal day-to-day life, there is a challenge right now you're facing that is not really allowing you to look forward, but that is all changing and closing. And what's next is you finally being able to put that to rest and to start fresh and to start to look ahead instead of being stuck in the past, which was not your fault either. I really feel like it's not your guys' fault. You guys were really wanting to look forward, but it's just sometimes life circumstances forces us to be in a place where we cannot move forward. Finally, this is coming to an end as you guys are able to very soon look ahead, make new plans, start to think about what's next. What do I want? What are my desires? What are my projects? Just the idea of being able to make projects for the future, next month, next year. This is something that I feel like some of you have not even been able to do in a really long time, and you're gonna cherish this opportunity to look ahead, and that's really beautiful. With the Seven of Wands, we also have this idea of true determination. Again, I said from the beginning, you guys, whatever you're facing, you were not gonna give up, right? You had this mental strength, this inner resilience of like, I'm gonna see this through, I'm gonna stand up for myself, I'm not gonna give up on myself. And this is paying off. With the Seven of Wands, we have this huge resilience, huge inner strength that is showing you that you are ready to tackle anything, and that is giving you purpose and determination to continue to push forward. So really beautiful cards in terms of how it is going to impact you. We see opportunity to finally look ahead, to finally make plans, to finally think for your future, to finally have the energy and time and disposition to think, what do I want next? Which is a beautiful thing. And also a sense of strength that maybe you didn't have before. There's this idea of like, if I could go through this and not let it change who I am, I can get through anything. And that is powerful, my pile number one, okay? So I love that for you guys. Okay, we are gonna see next if there's any guidance for meeting this energy, so how to best receive or navigate what's coming. Let's see, any guidance. We have the Star. Wow, I love that, you guys. And the Five of Wands, yeah. No matter how chaotic and difficult and noisy the time you are finding yourself in right now is, with this Five of Wands energy, right? Potentially this is you right now. You are in this really chaotic or painful or just noisy place. Remember that this is temporary, as this whole reading is pointing towards a massive healing time, and also an invitation to hope. Because when the Star comes to grace your reading, this is truly a sign that no matter what you're faced with right now, it won't last, that there's hope on the way, there's healing on the way. You're almost at the end of that tunnel, my pile number one. This is, if I had to summarize this reading, I would say that right now you might be finding yourself in a tunnel and you're thinking, how am I ever going to get out of it? Trust and know that you're almost there. This is nearly the end. You are about to see the light. You're about to step out into a new world, into a new chapter of your life. And the Star comes to give you hope, to say, please continue, please push forward. You're almost there, okay? If I had to summarize this reading, this would be the overall message. I want to pull another few cards in this guidance, see if we have any messages from your guides or anything like that that we can get. So let's see what your guides have to say to my pile number one for this particular reading. We have, oh, this is interesting. We have the music card. There might be something here to do with music, sound, healing. Maybe this is something that you guys could rely on right now as not as a crutch, but as support, I would say, you know. Maybe it's about taking time to listen to your favorite artist. Maybe it's something about listening to beautiful meditation songs, or if you guys play an instrument, it's finding time to reconnect with that practice as a way to bring peace and healing into your life. I'm hearing music as being very important to you guys right now, and you finding a lot of healing, strength, and joy in music, however that speaks to you. Let's pull another little card. Let's see what we have for my pile number one. Any advice from your guides? What do we have? We have "do not push me." Okay, again, this is referring to potentially the challenge you're faced with right now. This is truly an invitation to not let people walk over you, to not let people force you to do anything. This is a reminder to set your boundaries, to stand up for yourself, right? Remember, you had the Seven of Wands. This is very Seven of Wands energy. Do not push me. Stand up for yourself. Advocate for yourself, my pile number one, okay? Don't give up on yourself. This is very good advice. Okay, we're going to wrap up the reading with a little extraordinary incantation for you. One last advice from your guides. What do we have? I'm free to follow whatever inspires me. Beautiful. This is truly going back to this idea of, death Six of Cups, there's this sense of freedom, of release. Once again, I really want you to know that this tunnel you're finding yourself in is almost reaching the end. On the other hand of that, you're going to be free to follow whatever inspires, and it's an invitation to do so, an invitation to truly, with this Two of Wands here and this Ace of Wands here, to truly start looking ahead and finding joy and comfort in that, because just the ability to think about the future is a blessing in itself that is very soon landing on my pile number one's lap. So I want you to find comfort in that. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed it and it brought you anything of value, please don't hesitate to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Those are all free ways to support my work. Until next time, I'm sending you so much good vibes and keep navigating the waves of your soul. Bye. Okay, my pile number two, welcome to your reading. So if you chose this piece of raw quartz, or if you chose this particular deck, this is going to be the reading for you. As I mentioned in the intro, today's reading is all about what's coming into your life next. And in order to find out what is coming into your life, it's really important to understand where you are starting from. So that's what we're going to be doing with the first cards, is figuring out your current energy, where you are right now, what state you're moving forward from. Let's see for my pile number two. What is your current energy, my pile number two? Where are you right now? What's going on? We had a jumper already. Three of Wands. Okay, I love that. Wow, this is fiery and powerful already. Okay, let's pull a few more. Oh, I had a jumper. We have the Devil. Beautiful. I love this Devil card. It's gorgeous. Let's pull one more. Your current energy. Where are you starting from? What do we have? We have the Seven of Swords. Okay, interesting. We had Three of Wands, the Devil, and the Seven of Swords. For my pile number two, I have a feeling that it's almost like you guys were being given recently an opportunity, something super exciting you've seen. I don't know, it's like you were given a blessing in some form, an opportunity. Maybe you met someone, maybe you were offered a new job, maybe you were like trying to find a new house and you found a house to move into, or something like that. There's this idea of like, I have finally been able to move forward, I've been given an opportunity, I've been able to step into a portal, except when I've stepped through, things were not as great as I thought they were gonna be, right? That's the vibe I'm picking up on. And you can let me know if that resonates in the comments, but it's like the energy I'm picking up on is, I'm gonna give a very like day-to-day example. It doesn't have to apply to you, but it's just so you understand the idea. Someone was looking for a job for a long time. Finally, they get offered a new job. They are so excited. They're starting their new job, super happy. They start their new job and realize actually the colleagues are not super nice, or the boss is really like impolite or rude, or the atmosphere at work is quite toxic, or they are finding out that potentially the day-to-day work is not quite what they thought they were, and there's disappointment there, maybe even a bit of resentment of like, wow, I was so excited to start this fresh chapter in my life, and it turned out to be quite disappointed, and the grass was not greener on the other side, right? And this can be applied to whatever you are going through in your life. It doesn't have to be a job. It could be that, I don't know, you were super excited to start dating, you met someone, you were super happy, very excited to start this next chapter, and this person is turning out to not be who they said they were. Maybe they are turning out to be a complete different person, and you're finding yourself very disappointed and maybe even hurt that this new chapter is not turning out to be as great as you thought it would be. That's the vibe I'm picking up on with this Three of Wands, the Devil, and Seven of Swords. It's like I was given a golden apple, I bit into it, and I found worms in the apple. Like the apple inside is rotten, and I'm super bummed out about that, which everyone would be, right? And so, of course, we want to know what's next. And it makes so much sense why you clicked on this reading, because it's like, okay, now I'm finding myself with an apple that may be golden on the outside, but is rotten on the inside. What do I do? What's my next move? Why is this happening to me, right? So that's what we're going to find out. So next thing is, what's coming into your life next? The energy, situation, or opportunity approaching you. What wants to unfold, right? So that's what we're going to ask. What wants to unfold? What's coming next for my pile number 2? Ooh, okay, we have some major arcana. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. First of all, I want you to hear there's change on the way, right? And we have the Hierophant. There's already 3 majors in this reading. Whatever is happening right now, it's an important life lesson, at least. There's something going on right now that I don't want to say it needed to happen, because I hate when people say that. When you're faced with a difficult situation and people were like, it was meant to teach you something important, it's really hard to hear. And yet this is what the cards are giving me right now. They're like a part of it anyway, is this sense of this happened not as a punishment, but as a lesson. There's something important here to be learned. And again, I hate when people say that, so I'm really sorry. But I am sharing what the cards are telling me. And with this Wheel of Fortune and the Hierophant, there is a sense of, before we get into what's next, there is a sense here that no matter what you guys are facing, there's an important lesson here. That you will not be faced with the same situation again, right? Energy is this situation wants to teach you and kind of guide you towards reclaiming your power. And just because you find yourself in a situation where it's not as great as you thought it was going to be, does not mean you're powerless, my pile number 2, okay? And with the Hierophant and the Wheel of Fortune, this is a reminder that no matter what happens, you are at the center of your universe, you're at the center of your wheel, you're in control, you're in charge, you remain the captain of your own ship, you have power to change, and you are almost guided with the Hierophant to remember you have more agency than you think you do. So for example, if you are dating someone and they turn out to be not as great as you thought they were, you have the agency to walk away, you have the agency to tell them thank you but no thank you, you have the agency to tell them their truth and move on, right? I'm hearing that truly what's next for my pile number 2 is a momentum to decide to not let yourself be beaten by this particular situation and to reclaim your power, right? Yes, potentially you were given a golden apple. When you bit into it, turned out the apple was rotten. You don't have to keep eating that apple. You can decide to throw it away and start fresh. And you can even maybe tell the people who gave you that rotten apple, you know what? You got me once, you won't fool me twice. I'm off. And you'll see the back of me now, right? So this is really giving a reclaiming of power for my pile number 2. And the energy approaching you, what wants to unfold, is you realizing you have the power, the agency, as well as the universe conspiring for you to remove you from this situation in a way that is for your highest good. Because when the Wheel of Fortune and the Hierophant comes, there's also this thing of like cosmic alignment that's in play, where the universe is like, I'm really sorry we put you in this situation. There was a lesson there to learn, but you're learning your lesson very quickly. So we're going to take you out of it now for something that is much better, much more aligned for you. So with the Wheel of Fortune and the Hierophant, there's also this idea that whatever you're finding yourself in is soon to be removed from your life for something that is much more aligned. So again, if we go back to the idea of someone who was dating and they were super excited because they met someone, turned out this person was a jerk, the universe is like, please don't worry, because the next person we put on your path is going to be so much more aligned with you. It's going to be fated. It's going to be someone that is truly cosmic alignment, someone who you were meant to meet, right? So there's this like balance. I'm hearing the scales are about to be even finally for my pile number 2. And I think there's a sense of relief there of like, okay, at least I didn't go through this crap for nothing, right? There's a reward on the other side of that. Something much more aligned to your desires and your dreams. and your soul. So I love that so much. Okay, we're going to continue. How is this going to impact you? How is this energy going to affect you emotionally, practically? What changes internally or externally are coming for my pile number 2? How is this going to impact you? Whoop. We have, look, I was just talking about the idea of like retribution of scales being finally even, and this idea also of gift from the universe, cosmic alignment, and we have temperance coming. With temperance coming, there's truly a sense of, again, I'll go back to this metaphor of the golden apple was rotten inside. That was really unfair. And I can understand why a lot of you would be gutted and thinking, why did I have to go through this? It was rotten. I really wish I didn't have to go through this particular experience. Next upcoming, the universe is blessing you. You got through this challenge, and now we're ready to give you the true golden apple. It's almost like you had to bite in the fake one to get the real one, right? It's almost like you had to know what a rotten apple tasted like so that you could truly enjoy a delicious one. Okay, and please excuse my really silly metaphors, but that's how the universe is speaking to me right now. So with temperance, we really have this idea that, you know, if I go back to the example of someone who dated and the person turned out to be really not great, it was also that when the next person comes and it's someone that you actually bond with and are a perfect match with, and it just really you just really vibe with, it's giving you the opportunity to truly appreciate it. Because you have just gone through disappointment, you are able to appreciate even more the qualities of that person, as you have this idea of comparison almost. And I can see that all the qualities I was looking for do exist in this next person, right? So there's this idea with temperance of finally, because you tasted the bad apple first, when you're going to be given, and I'm saying when because it's coming with the Wheel of Fortune, when you will be given a true delicious apple, you'll be appreciating it 10 times more. Okay, so that's temperance. It's like balance restoring itself into your life. So that's how it's also going to impact you, a sense of gratitude for having gone through disappointment first and finally being able to rely on gratitude, joy, contentment. And look, we have the Seven of Wands. There's also this idea, we had the Seven of Wands with my previous pile. With the Seven of Wands, there's a sense of inner strength and resilience of like, I did not let this bad experience like completely change me. So if someone, I'm going to stick with the example of someone who was super excited to date. They finally met someone, turned out this person was not a good person or it didn't work out, and they are currently super disappointed. That's not going to completely push them away from continuing to look for their person, right? They haven't given up on love. They're still wanting to find their person. And that's what the universe wants to come in. It's like, yes, because you continue to hope, because you continue to search, because you didn't let this bad experience completely disgust you from your dreams, and you didn't let this experience change what you wanted, you continue to push forward and you didn't give up on yourself. We are going to reward you with what you wanted, and we're going to reward your perseverance, and we're going to reward your resilience. Okay, and it's also going to give you a sense of strength of like, well, I know what I want, and I will not give up on myself. And that's something you can really rely on as well, which is beautiful. We're going to continue and see if there's any guidance we can get from meeting this energy. So how to receive or navigate what's coming with ease for my pile number 2. What do we have? We have the King of Swords. Right now, the advice is truly to be pragmatic, to be logical. So I'm hearing don't take things personally. So if right now you guys are finding yourself in a situation where you were super excited about this opportunity turned out to be super disappointing, don't take it personally with the King of Swords. Remember, this is not a personal attack. This is not a personal thing. You have more power than you think. You have more agency than you think. This reading is telling you there's something better on the way, but also inviting you to remember you have more agency than you think you do. Okay, so truly this is an invitation to not fall into the trap of like, why me? Falling into a victim mentality, but on the contrary, the King of Swords wants to remind you that you are powerful, you're wise, you can make the right decisions for yourself. Don't take things too personally. Be pragmatic, be practical. You have the agency to get yourself out of this situation, and you will find your delicious apple very soon. Okay, my pile number 2. So let's see what other advice. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, so don't take things personally with the King of Swords, right? Don't let your emotions flare up. Really try and keep a cool head through this potential disappointing situation. But also remember to rely and lean into your resources, who trust in your inner abundance, right? So trust in the fact that you can call on the dreams you want, that you can call on the abundance you want, that you can also, with the Queen of Pentacles, it's interesting, somehow she's got these animal friends. I'm hearing you're more supported than you think you are, potentially, my pile number 2. There might be people around you, energies, spirits even, who are ready to help you that you might not notice, and I'm hearing you just have to ask and help would come. So that's interesting. But truly, with these 2 cards, the advice is to not take things too personally, and to remember to use the support that's available to you, use the resources that you have, use the abundance that is around you to get yourself out of that situation if you so wish, and to reclaim your agency and your power, my pile number 2. Okay, let's see what else. We're gonna pull some cards, advice from your guides. What do we have? We have, look, super interesting. We have the Garden with desires and action, and we have with this one the, I guess, blooming eclosion. We have this idea of like a new birth. So there's a new chapter on the way for my pile number 2. Truly, there's an invitation to trust that, again, this disappointment is not meant to last. There's something fresh and newer on the way for you, and you have the agency to actually go and look for it if you so wish. Please don't let this bad experience deter you from going after your dreams, my pile number 2. Please don't let this dim your spirit and dim your light. You're invited to keep nurturing the garden of your dreams, and you're invited to keep pushing forward, as again, I really want to reiterate this idea that there's something beautiful coming for you guys. So please don't lose faith in that, my pile number 2, okay? Let's see what else we have for you guys. What do we have? We have drama free. Yeah, there you go. This is walk away. If you just met someone and they turn out to be not great, walk away. If you potentially find yourself in a job and you're like, oh, I wish I didn't say yes to this, I wish I could get myself out of that situation. If you find yourself in a situation, I don't know, with people, a commitment you said yes to, and you're realizing this is really not for you, walk away. This is an invitation to truly free yourself from the drama. You are worth much better, my pile number 2. And this 7 of Swords energy has no place in your life, okay? Let's see what else we can get for my pile number 2. We have, I can see clearly now. I love that. I really love that, because potentially some of you didn't really even acknowledge that you were finding yourself in currently biting a rotten apple that looked golden on the outside, and yet there's a sense of vision right now where you're like, wow, this didn't turn out to be as great as I thought. That takes a lot of self-consciousness and authenticity and honesty to actually look reality in the eyes and be like, wow, this didn't turn out to be as great as I thought it was. And you know what? That's okay. I'm gonna try again, or I'm gonna walk away and do something else, or I'm just not gonna let myself be bummed out about this situation. That takes enormous strength, that takes enormous honesty, and that also takes clairvoyance that you guys have. And that's very King of Swords, this idea that you can see things clearly. So I love that for you guys. Rely on that, the idea that you are seeing the situations clearly. You can count and rely on your intuition, on your clairvoyance, on your clear-mindedness. This is your strength, okay? I love that. But overall, my pile number 2, just know that if you put yourself out there again, if you walk away from the drama and this devil 7 of Swords energy and try again, there's definitely something more aligned, much better for you on the other side. Don't lose faith. Again, I really see beautiful things coming for you, and I really hope this reading spoke to you. So thank you so much for you guys. I can't wait to read your comments. I hope it resonated. If this reading brought you anything of value, you can like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. These are all free ways to support my work. Till next time, I'm sending you so much good vibes and keep navigating the waves of your soul. Bye! Okay, my pile number 3, welcome to your reading. If you chose the red jasper or if you chose this particular deck, this is going to be the reading for you. As I mentioned in the intro, today's reading is all about what's coming into your life next. So in order to figure out what's coming next and what energies are going to walk into your life, I think it's important to start by where you are right now. So we're going to start putting cards around your current energy, where you are right now, what state you're moving forward from. Let's see. What is your current energy, my pile number 3? Oh, we have a little jumper. We have the 5 of Swords. Okay. Let's see what else. What's the current energy of my pile number 3? 9 of Pentacles. Okay. And one more, we have the 5 of Pentacles. For the it's super interesting because this is a tower of color, and the energy right now is quite colorless, as you can see. I mean, this one is colorful, but the other ones are quite dull, right? It's really gray and dark compared to, there's a lot of vibrant card in the deck. So already intuitively, that gives us an idea of what's going on right now. Where you are right now with the 5 of Swords, 9 of Pentacles, and 5 of Pentacles, I feel like there's some tension or fears around potentially not seeing the results you thought you would see regarding something and feeling apprehensive about that, right? With the 5 of Swords, 9 of Pentacles, and 5 of Pentacles, there is this idea of like, I have some projects and goals I'm pouring a lot of energy towards with the 9 of Pentacles. Could be that you have some goals at work, you have, I don't know, you guys just launched your own business, or you're really wanting to hit some goals regarding your personal life, your family life, some personal goals and or career, whatever it may be. There's this idea of like, I'm pouring a lot of energy and I have this vision for myself of me standing surrounded by success or surrounded by the things that I'm really trying to manifest hard. And yet right now, with this 5 of Swords and 5 of Pentacles, I can't see any results. I feel like I'm wasting energy, I'm wasting time, I'm wasting money. You fill in the blank. Not only that, but I'm also finding my mental headspace to be a struggle as well, because I'm suddenly feeling like I'm asking myself a lot of questions of, am I wasting my time pouring energy there? Am I wasting my time dedicating time, resources, money towards this project, as it feels like it's not going anywhere? That's the vibe I'm picking up on. So again, if that doesn't resonate, that might not be the pile for you. But if I had to summarize the energy for my pile number 3, it's giving people who are really working hard towards something and yet they're not seeing any results, and they're at a stage where they're like, what should I do? Should I give up? Should I continue? I don't understand. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. I'm gonna give the example of someone who is, I don't know, they've just launched their YouTube channel, for example, and they are creating content and they are pouring themselves out there. They're spending time and money, maybe even buying equipment. They're spending a lot of energy creating videos, putting themselves out there, and they're not getting any views. And they're suddenly thinking, well, what should I do? Do I give up? Do I continue? I'm doing everything the experts said I should be doing. I'm doing everything. I've watched so many videos on how to create a channel. I've watched helpful tips. I'm trying to do everything that experts say I should be doing, and yet I'm not managing to get any views. What's going on? Should I continue or should I give up? Because it really feels like a waste of my time, energy, resources, etc., etc. You can apply that to anything, right? You can apply that to you looking for someone to date. You can apply that to you looking for jobs, or someone who is trying to work on their physical health and they can't see any results yet, and they're like, what's going on? I'm pouring all this effort, all this energy, and I'm not seeing any results yet. This is the vibe I'm picking up on. So again, let me know if that resonates, but I feel like currently my pile number 3 is at a stage in their life where you're pouring a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of energy, and yet there's no results, and you're like, what am I doing wrong? What is going on? Is this an invitation from the universe to really force me to push through, or should I just give up, right? It's almost like you guys are at a crossroad of like, I don't know what to do next. So of course, this is why we're doing this reading. Hopefully it should bring you some information, some guidance onto what's coming next. That's exactly what we're going to be doing. So next cards we're going to be pulling is what's coming next into your life. This is the energy situation, opportunity approaching you, what wants to unfold for my pile number 3. Let's see. What's coming next into your life, my pile number 3. We have the Knight of Swords. Okay, and we have Judgment. Ooh, there we go. Colors are coming. Look at the difference already in color tones. This is why I really enjoy this deck, because even the colors are telling a story. With the Knight of Swords and Judgment, what's coming into your life next, the energy, the situation coming next, there's this idea of an awakening, an inner calling, and this decision that is actually leading you towards, I think, pushing forward, right? If you guys were thinking, should I give up or not? These cards are giving me the indication that no, you should keep going, really, because the Knight of Swords does not give up. The Knight of Swords is that rush energy of someone who is going for it, and they are not going to see any obstacles. If there's fences on the way, they're going to jump over them. If there's walls on the way, they're going to get around them, but they will get to their destination no matter how hard it may be. On top of that, we have Judgment. Judgment saying this is your inner calling. If you felt called to do something, it's for a reason. It's a soul calling. So don't give up, my pile number 3. If I had an advice already, yes, things might be hard. Yes, potentially there might be no results yet, and yet there's something here that is wanting to birth into your life. So maybe this is what you needed to hear, and maybe this is the whole reason why you clicked on this reading. If you have right now a sense of loss of faith, if you're thinking, maybe this is not meant for me, maybe I'm not meant to have a YouTube channel, maybe I'm not meant to, I don't know, go to the gym. Maybe I'm not meant to be a painter. Maybe I'm not meant to have my own Etsy shop. I don't know. I'm just giving random examples. The universe is saying the fact that you have that dream in the first place, it's because it wants to birth itself into you. It's an inner calling. You're meant to listen to it. So if you had to take one thing from this reading, my pile number 3 is to not give up on your dream, because with the Knight of Swords and Judgment, we really have an encouragement to, 1, keep going, and 2, trust in your ability to make it happen. We're going to pull one more card, but I really feel like there's already a message around not giving up. Look, the Tower, super interesting. With the Tower, we really have this idea that when we feel like the carpet is being pulled from under our feet, it can be really difficult to find the strength to keep going. And yet the Tower often comes, I've noticed in readings, almost like a rescue party. And I've noticed that over the years, reading for myself, reading for people, that a lot of people like don't want to get the Tower in the reading because they're like, oh, it's gonna announce that times are gonna be tough. But I've noticed that oftentimes the Tower comes when things are already tough. You're already in it. You're already in the rubble. Most likely your tower has already fallen or is falling, and you're like, I already know things are not great right now for myself. I already know I am finding myself not reaching what I want. I already know that I'm in the struggle right now. And so when the Tower comes, I've noticed, anyway, in my experience in readings, it almost always is this idea of a rescue party. It's like after things have fallen apart, it's giving you an opportunity to rebuild, right? And to rebuild in a way that is stronger, more stable, and more aligned. So if I go back to the idea of someone who is, doing their YouTube channel, maybe this is an invitation to continue pushing forward your dream of, posting online, etc., but to change slightly the format of your content as things maybe right now are not working. So maybe instead of, spending a lot of time editing, maybe you're invited to be more fluid and do videos that are a little bit less edited, or on the contrary, be more edited if you are not editing anything. Or maybe it's about doing videos that are targeting a wider audience. The idea is continue to push for your dreams, but maybe change slightly how you're building your tower, because this current tower wasn't quite solid. So there's something here that you can change. The dream is valid. The dream is great. You should continue to push for the dream. But the way that you go about it, maybe there's something here that you can adapt, right? And again, that can be applied to anything. If you guys are looking for jobs and you can't quite find it, maybe it's an invitation to look wider. Maybe you're niching yourself too much. You think you're not thinking broad enough. You might have skills and skill sets that could be applied to jobs that don't quite fall into what you would normally look for, and yet that would really be great for your abilities, experience, etc. So continue with the dream, just maybe change slightly how you're approaching it, is what I'm hearing, okay? So in terms of what's coming into your life next, we really have this idea that you guys are invited to push forward with the dream, but to maybe change slightly the way you're building your metaphorical tower with the Knight of Swords, and it's an invitation to make tactical decisions, to be smart about it, right? Don't take things too personally. The Knight of Swords, he just go for things. I'm also hearing an interesting advice, which is throw numerous things at the walls and see what sticks. Okay, so apply this however you want, but right now I'm hearing from your guides this idea of maybe reach wider. So again, maybe apply for if you're looking for jobs, maybe apply for jobs you would normally never dare to apply, and you might be surprised, right? Maybe it's in a field you've never worked before, but you have some skill sets that apply, but it's just a complete different kind of job than you normally do in terms of the area. Maybe it's a different field. So let's say you've always been a secretary in the medical field, maybe, and you can't find a job there. Well, maybe apply for a secretary for a sports team, like you're going to be secretary to a coach of a sports team, and that could be something completely different. You still have the skill sets for it, but it's a completely different kind of environment, and yet that could be really rewarding in a different way. This is giving energetically an invitation for my pile number 3 to reach wider and to really, again, this idea of like throw things at the wall and see what sticks, because you might be surprised. Expand your vision. Don't niche down, don't, put yourself in a box. There's really this idea of trying to broaden your horizons for my pile number 3, I'm hearing. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay, how is this going to impact you, my pile number 3? So this is going to be how this energy may affect you emotionally, practically, what changes internally or externally are going to happen in your life. How is this going to impact you? Look, I love that for you guys so much. The Emperor. By you deciding that this struggle right now, the fact that you're not seeing results, will not stop you, will not deter you from going after your dreams, but you taking that as a sign to maybe change slightly how you approach it. Again, broaden your horizons, approach things a little bit differently, take a different tactical approach. But how is this going to impact you? Finally, success, abundance, a sense of structure into your life, and also a sense of making things happen and being grateful for this empire you're building for yourself, for this structure you're building for yourself, and for this goal you have managed to achieve. So truly, the Emperor is letting me know you guys can make this happen. This dream you have, this goal, you can make it happen. There's just an invitation to slightly change how you approach it, potentially. Let's put another card. How is this going to impact you? My pile number 3, Ace of Cups. I love that. Not only is it a sense of material success, but also a brand new emotional energy, also a blessing. I see the Ace of Cups always as a gift in a reading. So with the Ace of Cups, there's also this sense of a blessing coming. So truly, my pile number 3, I want you to know that even if right now you are pouring a lot of energy in a project, pouring a lot of time, and things are not happening, and you're wondering if you should continue or not, the reading clearly says you should continue, but there's an invitation to change how you approach things, to maybe change your tactic, to change the way you build your tower, but to trust in the fact that this inner calling is there for a reason. As on the other side of that, we have blessings with the Ace of Cups, and we have the Emperor letting me know that you can make it happen, that you can make this your life, that you can actually integrate this into your life. So it's a reassurance reading for my pile number 3 of not losing faith, but an invitation to change your approach to things, right? Again, the dream is valid, the goal is valid. Maybe it's just taking a different routine, a different way to approach it. Hopefully that makes sense. Again, I'm going to give the example of like someone who wants to get stronger in their physical body. Maybe they've been doing videos online, like, you know, YouTube videos for free at home, and they're trying to get healthier this way, but they're really struggling. They're not seeing any results. Well, the goal is valid. It's totally valid to want to feel stronger in yourself, but maybe instead of trying to do it on your own at home, it's an invitation to join a class or hire a personal trainer, whatever it is, right? I'm just giving you guys random examples so you understand where I'm coming from. Okay, let's see if we have any guidance for this energy, for meeting this energy for you guys, how to best receive or navigate this energy. We have the Devil and we have the King of Wands. With the Devil, this is a reminder to not let current disappointment get in the way of your future happiness. Even if right now things are not working out, even if right now you're not seeing results, you will see the fruits of your labor. With the Devils, I'm hearing the seeds you're planting right now will bear fruit as long as you don't spend your time unearthing those seeds to see if they're blooming. What I mean by that is that current disappointments, current little failures, current little mishaps should not get in the way of your future blessings and future happiness. Don't let those actual present moment little failures stop you from pouring energy that will reward you in the future, okay? With the King of Wands, again, it's an invitation to step in your power. How can you best welcome this? Well, remind yourself you have the power, my pile number 3. Remind yourself you have the spirit, the energy. You've got the right ideas. You've got the right inspiration. You are creative. You are inspired. You have the and truly the inspiration. Something wants to be burst from you into the world. With the King of Wands, there's this idea of truly channeling something and making it happen into the world. Being inspired, being creative. And so channel that, trust in your ability to do that. You are the King of Wands right now, my pile number 3, and you can absolutely make this dream happen, okay? I want you to hear that. Okay, we're going to put some oracle cards to wrap things up. See if your guides have any kind of advice. Throat chakra. Okay, potentially this is an invitation to clear out your throat chakra. If you guys like to work with crystals, any blue crystals are great to be carrying on you right now, to work with, to meditate with. You could be wearing blue, the color blue as well. You could be listening to meditations linked to your throat chakra. A way to also clear your throat chakra is not just through meditation, but also through actually speaking what is on your mind. Don't keep things for yourself, my pile number 3. Speak up, share what's on your mind, share what's on your heart. There's an invitation here to release through your voice, maybe even singing. There's this idea of your throat chakra being very important right now, an invitation to release, clean it, and also to use your voice as a powerful tool, okay? Beautiful. Let's pull one more card, see what else we have. We have 2 jumper. We have You Are Here. Yeah. And we have It's Not the End, Only the Beginning. We have You Are Here and It's Not the End, Only the Beginning. I love that. This is the universe telling you to trust in your dreams. Right now, potentially those disappointments you're facing, they seem huge, but remember, in the grand scheme of things, we are tiny little specks of dust in a huge universe. So there's also an invitation to gain perspective on that. And also with this particular card, this is truly the confirmation of everything we've talked about, in the sense that no matter how difficult you feel like things are getting, This is not meant to be the end. You're not meant to give up. You're meant to keep going, as it's only just the beginning and there's more on the way for you guys, okay? I hope, really hope that this reading brought you something of value. I hope it spoke to you and I hope it resonated. If it did, please don't hesitate to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. These are all free ways to support my work. I want to thank you so much for being here. Until next time, I'm sending you so much good vibes and keep navigating the waves of your soul. Bye!